So, quick story about this Whirlpool Gold refrigerator that I got in 2005. Okay, this refrigerator started giving me problems this year, 2025. It wasn't getting cold. I went online. I called some people that I thought was reputable and had good reviews. The man came out. I asked him could he give me a price over the phone. He could not because he had to come out and do a diagnostic test on it. He came out. I asked him how much would that be. He said he diagnosed it and said that all it needs is Freon. So I was like, what is that? He's like, gas. Oh, okay. I'm thinking gas, like you put in your car, or not the same type of gas. But I'm thinking, okay, if all it needs is gas, then that shouldn't be that much. I'm thinking a buck 25, $125, right? No, he tells me for him just coming out and doing the test alone is $100. He charged me $280. Okay, I felt that I was grossly overcharged. Honestly, I feel like I was grossly overcharged because I was a woman and he was just getting over. And what I like to say to that is, see, you're getting over at the moment, but then you're losing business at the end because you never know how I could be a reference to you, for you, and just spread your good reputation of how good of a job you did and how awesome the company is and how you treated me, right? And why do people have to always feel like they're getting over? It's almost like having a bad mechanic or something. I notice people in the service business, for real, seriously, if you're not knowledgeable and do your own little research, they would definitely get over on you. I didn't know what was wrong with this refrigerator. All I knew is that it wasn't getting cold. It wasn't getting cold. So he did his diagnostic test. He said it was going to be 280. I was like stuck in between a rock and a hard place because all my groceries was going bad. I needed him to repair it immediately. He did that. I paid him. He gave me a receipt. His company sent the receipt to my email. Cool. That was this year, earlier this year, around I say about February, March, somewhere along that line. Okay, 3 weeks ago, the refrigerator, same problem. Not getting cold. As you can see, I have it up to its highest setting in refrigerator, which is 7. I turned it down. Nothing happened. Freezer, I have it on the 3. Nothing's happening. It's not getting cold. I said, I'm not going to call that same crook again. I'm going to call another company. I called that another company. The man told me over the phone. I asked him, could he quote me a price? He basically told me it would be like 400 or 450, right? Okay, 450. I was like, sir, that's a little bit too much because for all that, I can just get another refrigerator. Like, he was like, okay, but I told him, I said, I just think it needs gas because that's what the man came and put in before. He was like, yeah, miss, but what if I put the gas in, the Freon in, and then it's still not getting cold? Then I have to go do another thorough test and this and that. So I just want to make sure that I'm thorough with it. That's why I'm going to charge you 450. I was like, that's okay, sir. I'm going to shop around to see if I can get someone else to do it at a lower price. Went online again, started looking at reviews, got another company. I'm not going to say their name. Man came out. When he came out, as soon as I seen this man, I'm not going to lie, I instantly, my heart went out to him. He's an older gentleman, had to be at least in his 70s or close to his 80s, okay? His eyes had cataract in it. When your eyes start changing color, that's how old this man was. He actually had my son, because my lighting broke in my kitchen. I don't have very good lighting. As you can see, I don't have very good lighting. I use that light, it's kind of dim. He had my son holding his camera with the flashlight on it, and he wanted to lift up the bottom of the refrigerator to the side. So he put a lever underneath, and he had me holding it. So we're working too, right? My son is working by holding the camera. I'm working by holding and putting my feet down on the lever that he then jimmied underneath the refrigerator, so he can try to adjust the wheels, okay, and move it out properly. Okay, no problem. We're doing that as well. And then finally, we get the refrigerator out. Even have to call one of my neighbors that come help me move it out. My neighbor moved it out for me because this man was so old, and I just felt so bad for the man. The man came out. He was like, "Oh wait, how much did you pay the guy before?" I told him what I paid the guy. He was like, well, how much do you have on you now? I should have known that was a red flag. I said I had 200, right? I said, well, I only have 200 now. Like that. He was like, okay, so just give me the 200. I'm going to put the gas in. I was like, oh, so gas is like that? He's like, yeah, just give me the 200. No problem. I said, okay. I said, and it's going to come on? And he's like, yeah. I didn't even give him the money at first. I was like, okay, I'm going to go get the money. He started working on the refrigerator. He added the gas. He was like, give it 24 hours. It should come on. I was like, thank you so much. Because the man had to park several blocks away because my street has limited parking. And he had all this equipment with him. One of this little thing he had, that thing was so heavy. It was like at least a 50 pound thing for real. Seriously, I held it myself. And I was like, wow, this little thing is heavy. So he had his gauge, he had this, he had the gas, he had all this little stuff with him, right? To do a thorough diagnostic test, as he said, right? Okay, the man said, give it 24 hours, it should cut on. I give the man $205, and I said, okay, am I going to get a receipt? Is your company going to give me a receipt? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. You're going to get a receipt. Like that, the company's going to email you the receipt. Okay, 24 hours, he actually calls me. Hi, Miss Da Da Da. How's the refrigerator? I said, okay, let me get up his check, actually. Like that. I get up, I come in here, I open the refrigerator. The refrigerator is hot. It's not cooling. I was like, it's still the same temperature, sir. Like that. He's like, it is? He said, oh my goodness, I have to come back out. All right, he says he's coming back out. He comes back out. He calls me when he gets downstairs. Hello, Miss blah blah blah. I'm downstairs. Oh, I'm downstairs at the moment. I'm looking for parking. He comes upstairs by 30 minutes later. He said he has to park really far away. He has all this equipment. Then he has to go back downstairs to get more equipment. I'm like, okay. He comes back upstairs. He has this is his second trip, okay, for today to go back to his car to get more equipment. He does that. When he did that, he came in. He was like, I apologize. He said my gauge wasn't reading accurately. I was like, oh, it wasn't? He's like, no. It said it had gas in it, and I thought the gas was filled, the Freon was filled, but it wasn't filling properly like that. He was like, okay, so I'm not going to leave here until I make sure that it is getting cold. All right, no problem. Thank you, Mr. X. Let's call him Mr. X for argument's sake. Thank you, Mr. X. I appreciate you. I'm so sorry I don't have anything cold to offer you to drink. He's like, yeah, you don't have a beer, right? No, sir, I don't have a beer. And we laugh, okay? No problem. So he's sitting here in my kitchen, just sitting here, and I'm waiting for it to get cold while looking at his gauge the whole time. And I'm like, oh, this poor man. I felt awful like that he has to come back for a second time. And he's obviously very old, right? And I just felt awful for the man. So I was like, but even though this is his job, right? This is his field of expertise should be, right? But I still have a heart. I would still like if I was in that position, how would I want to be treated, right? So my heart is going out for the man like that. So he stays here. He said, okay, put your hand back here. Do you feel it getting cold? I was like, yes, I feel it. I felt back here. It was getting cold. I felt it for myself. I was like, thank you so much. He's like, okay, so it should be cold. He said, what was happening is the gauge wasn't giving an accurate reading, and now it definitely have the gas in it. You should have no more problems with it. I go in my room. I give the man $30. I was like, okay, I didn't have a beer, but please get you something to drink. So he has all this equipment with him, and I felt bad. He said he had to park several blocks away. I get my shopping cart. I load everything up. I said, I'm going to come downstairs with you, to make it easier like that. I'm not going to walk you to your car. I wanted to make it clear that I'm not walking you to your car, but you can pull your car around because my street is now one way, and then you can come back around, and I'll be in front of the building, and I can help you load your things in. He's like, oh, wonderful. You're so wonderful. You're so sweet. Da 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 da. If I was younger, me would marry you, right? Because he was a Jamaican man, right? Me would marry you if I was younger. We both laugh. I said, whatever, okay? He goes to his car. He finally comes around about 15 minutes later. I'm waiting in my building in the lobby. I go outside. When he comes, it was kind of cold that day. I wasn't really properly dressed, like I was cold. I go out there, take his things to him, help him load his things inside the car. I remind him before he leaves, Mr. X, are you still gonna, your company's still gonna give me a receipt, right? Oh, they didn't give you the receipt yet? No, sir, they didn't send the receipt. Okay, I'm gonna make sure they send the receipt to them. And make sure. Okay, sir, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Mr. X, and drive safely. Thank you so much. Like that. He said, you're welcome. Blah 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 blah. No problem. That's about a week ago. Now the refrigerator once again is not getting cold. The refrigerator hasn't gotten cold for the last, I would say, about 3 days. 3 days. It hasn't gotten cold. And honestly, I felt like I was overcharged again. This man, Mr. X, he didn't do no diagnostic test. He just went on my word and said, "Oh, it's not cooling. What did the previous guy do? He added gas. Okay, how much you have? Okay, I'm gonna take that from you, and I'm just gonna add gas as well." I have to say this to the service industry and who fix appliances and things like that. You guys have to be honest. It's not because we're in a real hard time now that you feel that you should be able to get over on someone and want to get over on somebody, and there should be no kind of repercussions behind that. Because let me tell you, you never know what a good word can do for you. By me saying, "Oh, I know somebody else I could give you a referral that could lead to more money, more jobs for you. I could utilize your services in the future for something else since you fix appliances, and I have several appliances, and we know these things do oftentimes break, right?" You guys shouldn't have that mindset. Oh, I'm gonna try to get everything I can from a person, because that right there, that mentality is gonna only hinder you in life. It's gonna only hinder. Yeah, these guys got over on me for whatever. To this day, I really don't even know how much Freon costs to put in the refrigerator. Is it close to $300? Is it $200? Is it $30? Is it $50? I have no idea how much it costs to put into a Whirlpool refrigerator. I know for sure that it doesn't take very long. Okay, it doesn't take very long. It looks like, honestly, the the tank that he had looked like something that, like what you use to blow up those helium balloons. Okay, that's what it looked like. Like, honestly, and he stayed extra long here because he wanted to ensure that it was getting cold the second time, because unfortunately his gauge wasn't working properly the first time. Whose fault is that? That's not my fault. You would think if you fix refrigerators that this is something that you would know, that you make sure your equipment is working properly before you go out and accept the job. But I just honestly feel that people are very inconsiderate of one another, and honestly, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Okay? It leads me to a word as well. Do not store up your treasures here on earth. Okay, where they could be broken and rotten and moth eaten, and store your treasures up on heaven. Like, I was so happy of myself that I had got me a stainless steel refrigerator and a stainless steel stove. A month after I got my stove warranty had expired. All of a sudden I kept smelling gas. I kept smelling gas. I kept smelling gas. I kept smelling gas. I'm like, why am I smelling gas like that? I live in NYCHA, New York City Housing Authority. I'm like, okay. Um, they said call Con Edison. The fire department came. The fire department sent Con Edison out. Con Edison came out and said, yeah, it's definitely leaking gas. I was like, it's not carbon monoxide. He was like, no, that's silent. You wouldn't be able to smell that or detect that. He was like, but gas for sure, it was leaking gas. So I don't play with gas because I have had my own experience with that. When I was younger, I tried to light my mom's stove, the stove we had, and at the bottom went off. And so we would take a newspaper and pull it down in there. And one day I did that and had the gas on for a couple of minutes prior to actually lighting the newspaper. And then once I lit the newspaper and put it underneath that stove, that burner, Huh? That thing blew up like in my face and like took my eyebrows off. So honestly, I don't play with gas. Another story. My mom used to drive a Pinto back in the 70s. I was a little girl. I remember this story. I remember this. We are in a tunnel and her car starts smoking. Smoke is coming out. And I'm like, Mom, the smoke, the smoke. Like this, she said, I see it, Shiki. So that was her nickname for me. She said, I see it. But she did not stop. And I used to always wonder why my mom didn't stop, why she didn't stop at that time. Like, don't she see us smoking? My two little brothers are in the car, and they're very young. One is like an infant, that you would have to carry. And one was a couple of years old. Anyway, she got us through that tunnel, and then she said, "Get out, run." And I got out. I grabbed my little brother here and started dragging him and running with him. And she took the baby, my baby brother, and she started running with him. And just like in the movies, how the cars be exploding, that whole car exploded. Bow! So I asked her years later, Mom, you remember when the car had exploded, your Pinto had exploded? Why you didn't stop in the tunnel when you first seen it? Because I just was thinking a few minutes later we would have died or something like that. She was like, no, Sharika, I couldn't stop at that time. And I was like, why? She was like, because if you had stopped in the tunnel, we wouldn't have had no way to escape. Oh, I love that lady when I think about this story. We wouldn't have had no way to escape. And I just kept praying to God. And I said, get me and my babies through this tunnel. And we got through that tunnel. And as soon as we got out of that tunnel, she told us to run. And that's what I did. And I grabbed my brother here and I ran. And that car exploded. So I don't like playing with gas at all. And plus, you guys know, well, for those who don't know, I live in the projects. I live in NYCHA. NYCHA just had an explosion in one of these NYCHA buildings. They said it was the incinerator. I don't know if it was the incinerator or the gas. I just know partial, some of the building partially fell. I do not play with gas. I don't like it. So NYCHA, my building got bought out by a program called PAC. PAC program is going to be taking and they're going to be changing the gas. We're no longer going to be having gas. We're going to be having electric stoves, which I absolutely love. So, but I don't like playing with gas. So, right now, if somebody knows how to fix this refrigerator and can give it some TLC and love, it's a Whirlpool Gold. It's not getting cold. It needs to be thoroughly clean. I just wiped down a little bit, but it needs to be right, picked up and clean and glass and all that stuff clean. This part right here is broken. It should be facing this way, but this part is broken, so I turn it this way. I'm pretty sure this is not much. You can probably get this secondhand. But there's some parts in this refrigerator that I know are probably can be used, that are usable for someone, okay? Because one man's trash is another man's treasure. It's not getting cold. The man told me the second time around that it probably has a small gas leak somewhere because it's supposed to still be getting cold. If I had got it repaired this year, it's supposed to last me for a while. Okay, the gas. And unfortunately, it's a gas leak somewhere. I don't know where the gas leak is at. The freon leak. I don't know how to diagnose it. I don't know how to look for it. Okay, but maybe you know someone that does. All right. And for all you service workers out there, do the right thing by people. Okay? Do the right thing by people because you just never know. You never know. Don't look at a person and their circumstances and say, oh, this person lives like this or this person lives here. And because they live here, I'm going to treat them like that. Okay? Because they don't deserve no better treatment. Treat somebody how you want yourself to be treated. Do business right. Don't be crooked. Don't be trying to get over. Don't be trying to scam. Because honestly, if I really wanted to, I would go and put the name of the business. Honestly, the first time when the man charged me 280 and just put Freon in it, okay, for 10 minutes of work or whatever, 15 minutes of work and then left. And also the second business. And both of these businesses that I had utilized and used, they all had good ratings. So just because a business have good ratings doesn't mean everyone in that business is on that same standard. Okay, I'm just sorry. It is what it is. You always have some bad apples in the bunch. And honestly, the two, in my opinion, until someone could tell me otherwise, Freon is way cheaper or way more expensive, and I got a good deal. I feel like they got over on me. I really do. I feel like both of them got over on me, especially the first man. I feel like he got over on me because if you're coming out to do a diagnostic test, right? Then you test for everything. Okay, you just don't assume, okay, it has a flat tire, let me just put some air in, it's gonna be good. Because what if it's something else? What if it's the motor? What if it's the carburetor? Whatever. You know, what if it's the engine? You gotta do a thorough test. Okay? And now I know for sure that it's not just the Freon, it has a leak somewhere in one of these little things in the back, one of these little what do you call? I'm gonna say pipes in the back. What do they call those little things? My brain. Father God, give me my memory for real. Please help me with my memory for real. One of those little pipes in the back, okay? One of those pipes in the back or wires in the back has a shortage somewhere in it. I don't know. I don't know how to repair refrigerators. So this could be your treasure. You know, come if you want it. It's here. Come get it. Come get it. Come get it. Come give it some TLC. Come give it some love. Take the part, do whatever, do the engine, okay? Do whatever you want to do with it. I don't care. You just have to move it and come and get it, all right? I'm getting ready to put this on YouTube and everywhere that I can, my two social medias, which is Facebook and YouTube only. All right? Whirlpool refrigerator, not cooling. I I anticipate, or I think, I don't want to assume, that it has a leak in it because I just added gas to it about a week ago, and it's not getting cold now. All right, that's my little story, people. Be blessed, be good to one another. Bye.